Hello and welcome to this next case study and marketing and sales tip for golf teachers. My name is Robert Vitelli and I am the founder and creator of the Velocity Students on Demand system for golf teachers. And I've got with us actually one of our new members within Velocity to kind of share and show you some documentation of this technique that I'm about to share with you and this specific distinction revolving around the area of sales and being a golf teacher. Obviously, you know, most people are not salespeople, don't come from any kind of a marketing background, but we've actually designed a sales process that is really, really simple, that has no cheesy, pushy, yucky sales stuff in it. Wanted to share with you because Zach and his wife, have an actual, golf school themselves and have been with us now. They're in their second month, roughly, and just getting started and putting some things together. And I'm going to share the tip with you in just a second, but I'd like to introduce Zach. Can you hear us okay over there on your end?
Yes, I can hear you great.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we start off with first what happened to you before I go into the marketing tip. I want to share a little bit more detail of exactly, I call it proof in the pudding and a little bit of the case study and proof of concept that we are really clear and know what we're talking about here with the results our golf teachers like yourself are getting around the world and now over 7 or 8 countries. But let's talk about, so Zach, what's your full name and what city and state are you in and teaching in?
Well, my name is Zachary Sardina. Like Rob said, me and my wife have a golf academy, Reese Sardina. So we were just starting out, just kind of going the old model with the, hourly kind of lessons here and there, maybe a package of 4.
Let me ask you about that. Why, I always like to ask this, but why were you doing hourly lessons?
That's just that's kind of what I was told to do, and that's how it was.
Just everybody else does hourly lessons, of course, right?
Yeah, every golf instructor, that's what they did. And I mean, I remember when coaches around the area were getting excited with, 5 lessons, maybe even 10 lesson packages. And, as we know now, it's not the case.
Yeah, I know. We kind of blow people's mind with what we teach and the paradigm, kind of really shifting their business model and their mindset. So great. So now you're in your second month with us with the Velocity Students on Demand system. So why don't we just, to wet the whistle before I, give the marketing and sales tip and lesson to the folks, what has happened with you and what have you, what are some of the basic things and what's your opinion of the Velocity program and what happened to you over the last, week or two with a couple of really nice things?
Well, yeah, the Velocity program is great. It's really a change in mindset is like the biggest deal. I'm not an hourly, my time is not an hourly wage, so that was the biggest thing for the Velocity program taught me was it's a mindset. So that was hard to get used to, for me, it was basically it was a personal battle more than a business battle. And, the first month was kind of rough. I mean, with struggling through that and, telling myself and my wife coaching me that I am worth that. So not to be an hourly wage guy, just more of a program, what I can offer. So, yeah, that's what the Velocity program has done for me. And, that was kind of the struggle the first month, but now I think I've got a grasp of it. I think Reese and I have got a plan to just get better and better as the months go on. So I'm excited.
It's interesting because we have the mechanics of marketing templates and sales templates and specific things that are done and pre-made for you. And then some things we kind of custom design with you for your specific location and needs with your students. And then a part of it's also the mindset. Is, like you had said, is, are you worth, there's something about self-esteem to be said because we all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. I mean, I share, I'm very open. I come from an alcoholic family. And I had some very bad programming, unfortunately, growing up. And it was my personal growth path to overcome it and reprogram my mind for success, build my self-esteem where it was tore down and really degraded through an alcoholic parent. And that was my path this lifetime and my personal growth journey. And thank God I did. And I think you and I know, Reese, and, had some mindset stuff to build your confidence and change your success mindset to fit into this prosperity and wealth model.
Yes, definitely. The mindset's the biggest key. And then, so I've had clients before. So it was a huge change to structure the business model. So it just took time for myself to change the mindset, the structuring, and let alone my clients, and to have them believe that this is a greater value, which, over a couple of sessions, they really started to see the value, and everybody's just bought in now.
So
So
what happened? Let's talk about just some real documentation and proof, because I know that you had now, after a long time of a whole 4 weeks, it took you to, to kind of go through your whole shift in your business and mindset combined, which was radically fast, which is awesome. We like moving fast in this program. And so going, instead of the hourly type of a model or those little packages like you used to sell or market or offer, you had a couple of things happen over the last week or two that you actually, why don't you share with folks what happened?
yeah, so Reese and I just closed our first two clients on programs. So we're not doing by the hour anymore. We're offering, fun, as you would say, sexy programs that people love. So, I mean, it's exciting that the work that we've done for the past month has been paying off this last week.
That's pretty awesome. In your second month, just starting your second month. And I believe it was between an additional, on top of your private lessons, of course, that you've already got going, it was an additional $6,000 to $8,000 on top of that just came in from these two packages?
Exactly right. Yeah, just in this past week. So
Just this past
yeah.
week. Okay. Not a bad week,
No, pretty I'll take that for the rest of the year. So
Right?
that'll be
Yeah,
good.
if we, keep duplicating that, week after week, month after month, you get a few weeks off every 6 months of vacation with your wife and the family. That's a good life.
That's very good life. Holidays.
Absolutely. No, this is something else. We're going to talk about sales. Obviously, as golf teachers, don't come out of a sales background, don't come out of a marketing background. Usually, you're a pro athlete or a college, or a tournament player, or maybe, an ex-PGA player, or just somebody who's had a passion for golf and they started teaching and, they've got this love for the game like we do. And,
Right.
you don't have a sales background or marketing background, do you at all?
No, I do not. My wife does, which really helps, but I personally do not.
Awesome. That's always good to marry somebody with our strengths that we don't have. Is important thing to
Exactly.
do, I think, as a team. And within that, we're kind of against the pushy used car sales approach. We don't push people. We don't do any of that cheesy, old school 50s sales stuff. But do you find that it was more, I call it an elegant process. We use the word enrollment instead of selling.
Hmm.
And my definition of enrollment, for those of you that haven't seen our videos or our lessons before, is to move, touch, and inspire somebody so much that they sign up with you and they want what you have, and that what you have is more valuable in serving them on a more abundant and deeper way. And a lot of times it's much more than just their golf swing. And have you seen that, Zach? I've seen this with student after student, John and Tom and Mary and Betty and all the testimonies and results and case studies that are coming in from our golf teachers, regardless of their city. You're saying, is your relationship different with your students now?
Yes, it is. With my current students, the ones that I had in the past, I'm really trying to engage with what they want out of golf. So getting out of just session by session, what do you want to fix in your swing? What do you want to fix in your short game? It's more of, what do you want to pursue in life? What is the end goal? Like, what is golf going to be the vehicle for you to achieve? And I feel like when I do that, it creates a bigger purpose for now. My current clients are like, okay, this is awesome. Like, I'm really getting what I need. And in terms of enrollment, I think the most important part is that intake questionnaire. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you asking them?
Mm-hmm.
So I really try to, and Reese as well, we try to really funnel down the questions of what tugs on their heart,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they're feeling emotions, and then we fill in the gap with happiness,
Mm-hmm.
joy, and what they need to see through golf. And then, so that 20-minute little conversation, strategic questions just sets it up. And then, I take the client, and I hit 20 golf balls with them or whatever it takes, just 20 minutes or so. They feel those feelings, and it's just a whole cycle that's just kind of foolproof.
Right? It is.
Right
And it's
now.
amazing because people hear about our process and they go, there's no way. You're teaching for 20 minutes. I used to work my tail off to impress people for an hour and 15 minutes with their first lesson or their first session. Like, absolutely wrong. Well, that's what all the other teachers are doing around the world or around the country. I go, doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it works.
Exactly. It doesn't work. And this definitely works. It's proven. Like you said, I'm not a salesperson at all. I'm not good at that, so as a golf instructor, I know golf. So, I mean, just following this process and having it laid out and having the templates there just has really made it a lot easier for me.
You hit on something. I want to start now with the sales tip for our viewers to give them some value, some valuable information to help them along for the people that hasn't, joined Velocity or done a free complimentary strategy session with us, which if you haven't done, I urge you to, while we have them available now, I do a free, 1 hour strategy session with you. So make sure if you can take advantage of that, it's very, very powerful to support you, whether we work one-on-one together, like I am with Zach and his wife, or, something you do on your own, incredibly can be very powerful for you to do a free strategy session. So, this idea of sales, and as I said, we don't use the word sales. And if you really look at the definition of the word, it's pretty fascinating because there's a lot of definitions. That's why we like to redefine it as to enroll, to move, touch, and inspire, and serve someone deeper. And in a more holistic, way, which is what you kind of hinted at. And, one of the things that we talk about is, again, most of, us, aren't natural salespeople, don't come from a marketing or sales background, golf teachers, athletes. But, if there's one thing that we can have relationships. We can have, as you noticed, a different kind of relationship with our students. And I think it revolves around one thing, which is number one, caring more. Why do I want to work with Zach as opposed to the other 20 instructors at your golf course? And it comes down to, first of all, who you are as a person, your integrity, your honor, how generous you are with a generous spirit, your heart space. And then, of course, your skill as a teacher. How fast can I get from A to B? Can I lower my handicap by 5 strokes in 3 months? And all the other skills that you have as a teacher come into play. And, as we stack these reasons about why to work with you, are you finding that it's just a natural attraction? People gravitate to want to work with you instead of other people.
Yes, I have found that. And, it's just reminding myself that I am the expert in golf, and then that I'm not just a swing instructor or a short game instructor. Like, I can kind of put everything together and teach them the game as well. And the mental side of the game is what Reese helps with. So it definitely, it definitely has helped to have these templates here and to make sure that I'm hitting at what they want. And it definitely has changed my approach. Changing my approach has created that difference for me.
And this is important, and part of this sales tip for the viewers gets into, number one, as a golf teacher, as a health professional, really defining what we, before we go in and talk with somebody, truly, our own personal why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, I'm doing it to improve somebody's golf game. Well, I'm sorry, that's not inspiring to me. You just wanting to help improve somebody's golf game is what 1,000 other instructors in your city are doing. So as you're watching this, and the new instructors that I haven't had a chance to meet or talk with, what I would challenge you to do is have a bigger why. A bigger why than helping somebody with their golf swing. I'm sorry, but that's boring and it sucks. Because I believe that, in especially today's economy, and what I call the new breed of golf teacher, the new breed of golf instructor, it has to be more than just what worked 10, 20 years ago about helping somebody lower their handicap. And whatever it is for you, we're all individuals. We all have different backgrounds and skill sets and distinctions and relationships. But if you've got a bigger why, and what I mean by that is if you've got a bigger purpose to your life, to your career, that will really help enroll somebody sitting in front of you, deciding whether to work with you or 10 other instructors at your golf course, or 30 other instructors, or 40 in your city, or however many there are. Because, slick salespeople that are really good talkers might be able to fool somebody's head, but you can't fool their heart. And I think you've seen this, Zach, that as you really have a bigger why, have a bigger purpose, and you really incorporate that into your communication when you're, we put together some custom packages for you as well that were much more attractive, as we say, sexy, but they also serve the clientele more abundantly. There's more in there than what the average, teacher and instructors is giving people. Okay. And as we know, in every area of life, having that value, it's first of all much easier decision to work with you, but more importantly, we can charge more. When other people are trying to undercut their prices because they think it's a tight economy, the economy is booming. Are you kidding me? I think unemployment's at its lowest rate in I don't know how many years. So we've got an amazing opportunity. And here in Vegas, where I'm living, home prices went up over 8% last year. It's just amazing what's happening. So, the only thing is when we take that level of personal responsibility, like you had said, and we get a chance to really own our own value, believe in ourselves too, because if we don't believe in our own value, nobody else will. So of course, it all starts at home, right? Working on ourselves, a big part of our mindset work with our marketing strategy go hand in hand. But understanding your own value, and then having obviously a very attractive offer and packages that are much more valuable than the average bear. And then you combine that with a conversation with a potential student where you're serving them and meeting their deeper needs and really making a difference in their life or various aspects of their life. They're like, wow, there's a whole different level of relationship that opens up with the new student or even the old student, right?
Oh, yes. And, I struggle with that because I'm really to the point. I want the meat and potatoes, efficiency, get it done, right? But my wife, coming from more of the marketing standpoint, she always talks about building rapport, and that's something that I've had to definitely work on as a skill for myself, just asking those emotional questions, what do they do in their free time, stuff like that, to kind of what do they enjoy and what do they need to feel in order to continue to want to work with me. So
absolutely
really, really helped.
I think it's also more fulfilling for us emotionally and mentally, as well as spiritually even, because when we're actually making a difference in somebody's life, along with their golf swing, along with their golf game, and then they come back to you with testimonies about, oh my God, the relationship that we have with people. It's like when I see that you succeed and I got your case studies and, with all, several of these packages sold here in your second month. I mean, there's nothing that makes me more high or turned on and excited than seeing you win, seeing my clients win,
Right.
And all the money in the world is great. We have our security, but you know what? Another Lamborghini and another 8,000 square foot house doesn't make me any happier. It's nice to have security, but once you've got that, it's really about making a difference in somebody else's life.
Exactly.
If I could help you with your family, make a difference in Zach's life and in Reese's life, and you can make a difference in, 10, 11, 15, 24 of your clients' lives, there's this ripple effect of incredible positive energy and a positive intention that I believe supports a higher purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And there's interesting synchronicities that happen when we're on a higher purpose. Things start to happen more effortlessly. We start to attract, I believe, unconsciously, opportunities and creative ideas. And then also the right clientele seems to be just naturally attracted to us. Have you seen that?
Oh, definitely. The right clientele for sure. I mean, it's not the ones that, they just want a quick fix, like 1 or 2 lessons and they think they've got the answer. It's the clients that know what it takes to get better at something. They want to work hard. They're committed to it. But I mean, they want to have fun as well, and that's where I'm trying to still get better at making golf fun for people and making these sexy packages. And it makes it fun for me and my wife. We're always brainstorming new ideas to make it more fun and creative, and it's just it's been a fun ride. You know, it's tough at times, but fun.
That's incredible. Well, like I said, with you guys making five figures, jumping up to five figures a month and then beyond, and having that be consistent and seeing what it does for your family, I'm also excited by how you're touching people, and making a difference in their life as well as their game, of course, which is why they initially come to us. But it's interesting how people come to us with an initial purpose of lowering their handicap, and all of a sudden it might mushroom into many other things. And believe it or not, I had one client, and this is just by off base, they were having low energy. We suggested maybe, get a blood check, to test their testosterone levels just to kind of see. And his actual testosterone levels were actually low. And then they had to do the blood test. Within the blood test, they found out that he had prostate cancer.
Wow.
In the beginning stages. And he was like, thank God you actually made this suggestion. I'm feeling, obviously a lot better, a lot more energy, vitality, and vigor. But they found out this issue before it got too late, and it could have saved this man's life.
Right.
It's like, who knew that somebody coming in for a golf lesson, all of a sudden you're saving their life?
Wow, that's tremendous.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are the types of synchronicities and things that happen, I think, when we're on a bigger purpose, and it's definitely bigger than just money, but money is a byproduct of having a bigger reason why we're here serving people. And yes, we have a sales script that we follow and a step-by-step template that's very simple. We've got pre-made advertisements and pre-made marketing things to place on social media and other places to bring in the leads, of course, because our business is nothing without weekly leads, right? We have to have leads every week.
Yes, exactly.
Right. And so, it's amazing. And this is such a big part of sales. And really, this is the sales tip I wanted to share with our viewers, is to really focus on having a bigger why, focusing on giving more value as opposed to cheap, 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 less, less, less. Go the opposite direction than all the broke-minded, limited, small-minded people. And not only will you be more inspired and touched and moved to take bigger, more passionate actions, but so will your prospects, the people coming to meet with you, and the people that speak about you and your reputation, about who you are as a teacher, who you are as a man or a woman, making this impact on their life. And I think that's what you're starting to see, Zach, with Reese as well.
Yes, definitely starting to see that. Not to say that I didn't enjoy lessons, but there's always a couple clients that are a little bit tougher than others. And, you kind of want to just like make it through the lesson. And now I'm finding that I'm actually looking forward to the lesson, looking forward to the preparation of what goes into the lesson. So it's definitely made it a little bit more fun for me as well, not just the client. So good.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your success personally, on your mindset, on your financial success into the five-figure range, and having that be, growing and even more consistent here in your just barely second month with us in the Velocity Students on Demand program. So just congratulations again to both you and Reese, on your success. I'm really happy for you. I'm excited to see where you're going to grow in the next month or two, and just, all the people that you're touching and making a difference in their game as well as their life with these methods and these systems.
Well, thank you, Robin. We appreciate your support, and your your knowledge has been just really inspirational for us and helpful. So we appreciate you.
Oh, that's great. Well, have an amazing week, and that'll wrap up this week's tip and video. Thanks, everybody, and look out for our next tip in your email in the next week or so. Have an incredibly prosperous and blessed day.
All right. See ya.